Hello guys, so I'm going to discuss software engineer definition, need, and attributes. So since last first session, I guess walang halos naka-attend. There's only one participant. So for the benefit of other, so ito na lang yung strategy ko to record this para anytime you can review and revisit my video lecture. So start ako sa content. So overall for this discussion, we'll cover about what is software, difference between program and software, and then what is software engineer, a layered technology, what is software crisis, software, why soft engineering is required, and attributes of software Inc. So first is what is software? So it defines here is like yung software is an instruction or program performed by computer task. It's like um, it's like a composition of a program. Like for example, pag nag-develop ka ng isang application. So you're doing coding, yung mga developers yan, di ba? So in doing coding, there's a line of programs for each, and then from that program, so uh, it will it involves yung mga logicals, um, algorithms, and everything to compose a an application like a software applications to perform some task that could run in a computer or in some different platform of technology. Same example itong Windows application. So itong in Windows there's a lot of codings behind it uh, before ito ma-complete. So that's why it exists yung mga like FB and everything. It's more about technology. So but originally it begins with line of codings. It's called program. So yeah, so yun sa description. So if you have time, you can read everything. And then next topic is the difference between program and software. So program is simply uh, sorry. It's like yung parang line of code, simple line of codes lang siya. Like uh, when you have a subject before, if you remember, like, di ba, pag gumawa kayo ng code nung tinuro ng prof nyo yung parang basic programming in computer subject ha. So I think it's general to all, but I think for some student who are still high school, you know what program is, I think part it involves din yung HTML din na cover din sa inyo, part of that. So ito is like for example, pag magra-run ka ng simple program sa Java, so you write the simple code, like there's a variables and values, and then the output you print the program. It's just very simple. Tapos like for example, x and yung mag-enter ka ng magko-call ka ng value for x and y variables. Like ilagyan mo siya ng value 1 plus 2, and then another uh, another coding for the operations what operator you'll use, like if it is add, divide, and then yung pag ipiprint mo it's mag-equal siya, parang a simple line code of a script. So that's what we call program. So itong programs is parang you're doing some exercises lang, and then itong software naman is like ito na yung parang as a whole lines of codes. I think it compose 100 codes, 1,000 codes. So nandito na lahat from UI and everything. Like for example, if you're building a website, so it includes yung HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you name it, all everything. So that's how the difference program and software. So dito naman sa program, there's no specific proper documentations. Very simple lang siya. It's like an exercises. So whatever you want na i- i-code. And then itong software naman is a well-defined and everything is all documented very well. And then there's people involved like team of developers, and then there's really a software design that also have, so everything is documented. And then yeah, so once you do program, so it will create to be an application, and then they called it software. I think in general they are both the same. Ganun yung part na yun. And let's jump on what is software engineering. So software engineering describes here, I think IE, it's an international abbreviation for it's a group of engineering community. So it is a design, systematic design and development of software products and the management of the software process. So primary objectives of the production of programs that meet specifications and demonstrably accurate, produce on time and within budget. What's the meaning of this? So software engineer DAO is like a step by step. So it involves with the development designs, and then there's management involved here. So pag mag-create ka ng software, it involves with many different stakes. There's a developer, design, engineers, and everything. And then it has an objectives. So objective is to meet the specific requirements of, and then it could like after you develop the application, siyempre may mga presentations with some clients. Like for example, software engineer. um, Kapag binibuild yung application, it involves with some groups of people. So, hindi lang isa. And then, may mga proper documentation and everything and such for compliance and everything. Like, for example, to give you an example in actual, like ako, I have a big business, like, uh, big store. Like, di ba, si Sari Sari store. Sari Sari store, and then it turns into a big successful store na parang nagsusupply ka na lang ng parang natawag doon, naging supplier ka na gano'n. And then you wanted to apply automation or want to parang gawa ng application yung system mo like yung business mo like for example POS, points of sale, na parang yung function na yan is you want na na nakaprogram na yung ano yung process like para mas easy to like for example iba-barcode na lang yung mga items, and then it will generate into something good reports, and then para masasave yun sa database for you not to do some manual thing, di ba? Na may list down mo na lang yung mga inventory mo with your items kung how much yung nabenta mo na sales and revenues within this specific days, months, weeks, ganon. So yung application then will handle everything like your what do you call this? Uh, it handles your metrics, your forecast sale, and then how much yung revenues mo and everything, ganon. So parang nandun na lahat ng mga reportings. And then na parang pipindot-pindot ka na lang. And then parang iscan-scan mo lang yung mga items na pumapasok sa iyo, and then in and out parang nilalabas mo to your customers, sinusupply mo to yeah, mga customers. And then there's for software engineering, so there's group of people who handle the creation ng ano ng application na pinapagawa na yung points of sales for example. So sila yung magagawa ng application, so they're asked for your requirements kung ano yung mga need mo, 'di ba? Yung like yung specific needs mo na gusto ko parang i-scan ko na lang yung mga items ko, and then magge-generate na ng calculation and everything, and then uh, kasi if you have a big company, 'di ba? Sobrang you're managing a lot of different items, diba? Like products. So iba ba, shampoo, soap, everything, groceries, whatsoever, you name it all. So parang ganun. So yung application na yun, so kung ano yung business needs mo. So you have to itemize, you list down everything that you want na ma-apply into an applications para mapadali yung ano yung business mo. So yung requirements, it comes from you as an owner of that specific business type. So parang ganun, parang you just do some explanation of each item, how it works, kung paano mo parang pinipicture. Dapat pag like for example, 'di ba, i-scan ko, mag-generate na ng barcode, tapos yung mga prices and everything, and then ganito may reportings na i-generate na para hindi na magko-compute, and then malalaman ko kung how much yung computations, like monthly, yearly, something like that. So magse-select ka na lang doon, and then ipi-print out mo na lang. So in that case, parang makikita mo yung ano, yung performance ng business, if it is uh, getting so much revenue or tama lang, something ganun. So through the help of that application. And then that's how you are going to create the requirements, and then this group of development team get that requirements, and then they just converting it into technical, like their proper documentation. They will going to create a flow, design diagram ng mga application, and then architecture ng application, and also like the database structures. So i-organize nila yung mga items na based from the requirements perspective into um, technical side in software engineering uh, matter. So ganun, that's how software engineering is. It's like doing a software in a proper engineering. Kasi like for example, if what we are commonly know yung engineering term, like diba sa construction mostly naririnig natin, if there's no proper engineering yung isang gawa, so tendency is parang it will not gonna last. Yung quality is not that good, and then there's no parang proper directions, kung parang wala yung ginawang product na yan is useless because it doesn't gone through with the proper engineering. Parang ganun yung point. Ito naman, it inlines with the software applications. Parang ginagawa ng automation through that application yung isang business. Parang ganun. Para mapadali yung ano niya, yung yung business process niya. Ganun. And then software layered technology. So these are the layered technology. It categorizes into tools, methods, processes, and quality focus. So for quality, so it focuses on the organization goals that aims at improving software engineering process. So everything has a process, like in doing development. So there are groups of stakes, other people or teams involved na dapat maayos yung proseso to deliver this kind of product. And then a process, it's a framework that establish effective delivery software in a timely development, management control software projects. So within this project, everything is well organized uh, to meet the timely deliverables, 'di ba? So everything should have a timeline para maging everything is well na, like for example, pag pinagawa mo yung isang project, dapat you 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 there's a good plan that being followed. Kasi if not, syempre you as a customer will get unsatisfied, 'di ba? Kung ikaw papaantayin ka ng sobrang tagal. So part of that process, and then there's some control of everything under ongoing software development process. And then methods is like the technical aspect, how to. So this is the main question, how to build this software. L- Like there's a requirements analysis, testing support, and maintainability, etc. So this part of methods, it involves like how the software is being built, and then after that, so ano yung mga next activities that they're gonna they're gonna happen next. It's not just building in that application and tapos na, no more engagement. So may mga certain series of testing, support, and then maintenance dapat part na ng ng methods yun that it will going to cover din sa software development. Tools. So tools is involves here yung everything um like what tools that they you use is part of that is the technology type kasi like we heard about programming languages la, 'di ba? So uh, we have so many programming languages, so it depends on the technology. Pero similar lang din yan sila. So line of codes lang sila na that could, build an application. So one of those tools is like, 'di ba, selecting different parang certain type of programming language. Like if you want to build it in web, so you can use CSS, HTML, JavaScript, what else? PHP, .NET, and everything. So from that tool, how you develop that is they use some IDE, what you call integrated development environment, like mga devs, parang ano tawag doon, Eclipse, Notepad++, Atom, mga ganun. So you can search some of those in the internet. And then meron pa yung sa Microsoft, I guess. I'm not sure kung anong application yon. Uh, I think it's a C# thing. Yun, parang ganun na. Basta, some tools that could run yung coding mo for you to, easily read yung lines of codes. And then other tool also is part of that, like for example, yung once if you're gonna upload it in live, so there's a server handling, so they offer like Amazon web server, Google Cloud, so ganun, parang some services that could cater your application to run it online para ma-access mo through internet, ganun. And then yeah, it's like some cloud base, and then yung graphic designing for animation, like you use yung mga Adobe Premiere and everything and such, diba? So yung parang ganun, Photoshops for like uh, applying some images designs in that particular application, like mga brand logos. So those are type of tools that involves in doing software engineer. Next thing is what are the software crises? So software crisis is referred to the inability to write efficient software program with different with required time frame. So crisis when proposed engineering concepts are not employed in a software development application. Some of the example of software crisis are given below. So this one is software running out of time. So kung walang specific timeline, so this will be it gonna happen. So pwedeng ma-delay siya and then probably getting late. So parang maglalapse like kung yung pinag-agreehan na dapat yung estimated project is it could done like half a year. So lumagpas ng tapos yung kasunduan yung mga ganun half a year, syempre you as a business, so yung kinumit ng developers na ganito yung binayaran mo, so half a year pag lumagpas yun, syempre malulugi ka na, di ba? Software application becoming obsolete, so parang yung ginawang application parang yun lang kung ano lang yung being in the old trend na, like for example in the coming days, coming years, hindi na siya parang applicable or what do you call this? Parang updated based dun sa current technology. Kasi mapapansin nyo, technology right now is getting upgraded yearly. Yung iba nga hindi yearly, in like mid-year nag-upgrade na siya, like example is yung iPhone, di ba? So before there's iPhone 11, ngayon iPhone 14 na. So reason why there's so kung gano'n na parang like yung mga old versions na sobrang old na talaga, and then it cannot run in this current situations, like yung mga bagong trends na updated, like update yung OS mo na parang hindi na compatible yun, your application will become obsolete. And then software become complex trying to scale them. So parang itong mga software crisis, ito yung mga consequences without proper software engineering applied once develop yung application na yun. So number one is yung yung deliver parang timeline. So sometimes it doesn't get being followed, ganun. Hindi nag-commit sa tamang oras, 'di ba? Like for example, yung pag nagkikita-kitaan kayo ng mga tropa nyo, and then you talk about like 5 p.m. and then yung iba umabot na ng 10 p.m., 'di ba? Parang nakaka-dismaya, nakaka-disappoint, parang something parang ganun, nag-antay ka ng matagal and then ganun. So parang you lose your trust and integrity in that particular time that you're not being I mean timeline is not being followed, and then project getting over budget, and then unreliable, naging ano na siya, naging sobrang magastos na siya into maintenance, and then yan, nagiging outdated na yung applications in the long run, and then more complex to scales. So sobrang napakahirap na siya i-measure due to improper handling of software development. Yun. Uh, Malapit na tayo. Why software engineering is required? So it is required through this following I think what we call following items: change in requirements, large complex software, scalability, adaptability to reduce the time. So this type of requirements is a must na dapat uh, it the software engineer could handle yung change of requirements anytime soon. Like for example, pag pabago-bago yung isip, so this software engineering could handle any mm, parang any change of decision ng client, kasi demanding, kasi client is the one who paid that, and then yeah, that they could handle that very well. Yeah, itong yung software engineer. And then large complex application na dapat yung application na yon is compatible to any kind of platform. Parang flexible siya kahit sobrang, like for example, you can connect link itong yung application mo na pwede mo i-connect into different payment method, like it could it could connect to it could pay to through GCash, through banks, di ba? So maraming mga payment methods na lumalabas. So how it works in general term is like there's what we call API, application something. I'm not, I forgot it already. API parang it's a line of code who's the one who communicate to different applications, kanon. So parang siya yung parang tinatawag lang niya yung each function para mag-usap siya directly, automatically, once na nagte-trigger ng mga ganitong actions. Like, di ba, for example, magta-transfer ka ng bank, like from BPI going to land bank, and then magta-transfer ka going to land bank to GCash. So it doesn't mean parang magic lang yun. So behind the story or from the back end, so there's a BPI, sorry, API thing na nagko-communicate dun uh, sa application. So dapat yung application could handle that, even in that complex applications. Scalability, so scalable siya. So na kahit parang being followed in market demands, na kahit if you want to apply this yung application mo, it could run very well, na parang nakaka-follow siya in any type of market trends, di ba? Like For example, ano bang magandang example dito? Na like for example, yung application mo is like 'di ba sa wala akong maisip na parang it could handle uh, like 'di ba yung Android phones. So, could follow yung mga features like sa mga updated demands ngayon na like uh, it it can run yung interface from TikTok, Facebook, and everything parang ganun. Na kahit magkakaibang application, he could adapt yung current trends based sa demand ng market na parang uso ngayon. Adaptability, creating software adaptable to changing needs of software usage efficiency. So it's able to adapt some changes and then efficient once in applying yung changes ng application. And then to reduce the time, so uh, mainly yung goal talaga ng application is it helps you to reduce yung isang trabaho mo. Then dati manual, you can do it 24/7 pero when you use that application parang a few minutes lang or a few hours, you can execute that your work completely. And then lastly is the attributes of software engineering. Attributes means it's like ito na yung ano parang pinakang what do you call this applications. Parang characteristics, good characteristic ng isang application. So parang straight to the point, maintainable siya. So it could easily maintain na na-maintain. I mean, easily repaired, 'di ba? Like for example, nung sumakay ng barko, pauwing Romblon. So may yung barko ng Montenegro, yung ibang mga barko hindi iba yung bumabiyahe ngayon, yung parang biyaheng gatik lang na dati daw na interview ko yung mga utility doon. Na dati daw ano, ginagamit yon as biyahe lang mga trucking lang, parang maliit na barko lang siya. So ngayon sila nabubiyahe ngayon. Why? Because yung mga regular na nagbibiyahe ng mga passenger going Batangas to Romblon is naka-ano sila, naka-dock, meaning parang naka-steady sila doon sa Batangas and then parang for maintenance purpose, parang nire-repair, ino-overhaul yung everything, parang ganun. So, uh, that same thing na dapat yung application is maintainable, ganun. And then reliability, software quality provides software products, produce safe result used in similar operational environment. So, dapat reliable yung application mo, uh, even if like in operation, like in live operation already, parang yung actual na mismo. So, dapat reliable siya gamitin, easy to use, efficient. So, efficient siya gamitin. So, it's a very efficient. Parang madali lang siya. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-compute ng mga like algebra, some complex um, complex equations, mga ganun. Parang pipindot-pindot ka lang. Very efficient siya. Kahit elementary, could operate that tool, that application that you built. Reusability, so as its term itself, so very reusable siya. So yung mga features and function niya could reuse and apply it in other way, in other applications. Flexible, so flexible from the word itself, so the flexible siya, adapting some into change. Portability, correctness, so dapat clear yung clear yung pag-apply ng requirements dun sa specific tools na dine-develop. Testability, so mabilis siya i-test. Effectiveness, so really nag-run completely works yung application. Modularity, yung application has its own um, um, proper proper function na it could flow very well. So, modularity, it involves yung mga documentations and everything, some sort of modifying yung codes. And then, yeah. So overall, these are all the characteristic now, software engineering. And then once again, this more about software engineering definition and need and attributes. So next topic, I think I could share it to you next week, Paulette, because yeah, it's just on the spot. I don't have any preparation na ginawa. So next is the SDLC and SDLC model. So this is it's like parang what do you call this? Um, 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 a, a model how nagwo-work yung isang software development. So maraming mga models yan. Some process. So different model, different process in any different project's culture. So I think that's the next item that I'm going to discuss next week. And ayun guys, so thank you for listening and until this part and part. So hope to see you next week again. So thank you. That's all. Bye bye.